Hello. I'm James and I live in Manchester in the UK. And you're listening to English with a Brew, a podcast where I talk about different day-to-day topics to help you learn English the most natural way possible. And that is only by listening to it. If you want to support this podcast, read transcripts and get exclusive access to more content, go to patreon.com/English with a Brew. So, as we say in Manchester, get a brew on and let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope you're all doing great as always. In this episode, we're not talking about a topic exactly. We're talking about one word, more specifically, one verb. One verb that has lots of different uses in the English language. That's because in many languages, it's really common for simple words to have lots of different uses. But in lessons and in school, you usually learn the most common one. And as you know, this podcast is about teaching you English in context and using all of the words in the same way that I would use them in real life. And although you don't need to know them all, if you do understand and use some of them, it will help you a lot and you will sound more native and natural when you speak. So the word or the verb for today is run. The most common definition of the word run is to move quickly on your feet, like walking, one foot in front of the other, but much faster. You can go for a run to exercise. You can run in a race. Or if you are late for something, you can run to catch a bus so that you don't miss it. Equally, you can also run away from something scary. Usually, in a scary movie, the main characters, or the protagonists, are running away from something or someone that is trying to hurt them or even kill them. There is a good chance that you have heard of this before, but what are some of the other common ways that we use the word run in the English language? You can run a business or a shop. If you're the owner of the business, you can say, I run a bakery. Or you can run a class or any type of group activity. You can say, I run a litter picking group. Every week we go out and pick up and remove rubbish from the streets. Usually you say that you run something if it requires some type of organization. Another use of the word run is when you use a computer program or some type of software or start some type of process on a phone, tablet or laptop or any piece of technology, really. For example, if you need to edit some photos, you might need to download and run some type of editing software. Or if you think your computer has a virus, some type of malware that has infected it, then you can run a security check or run a scan with an antivirus to find and delete it. In addition, you can use the word run to describe how frequently a mode of transport travels. For example, you could say, it's easy to get to work from my house because the train runs every 10 minutes. These are all verbs. You can run a race. You can run a business. You can run a program. But what about using the word run to describe something as an adjective? You can use the word running to describe something that is happening or occurring consecutively, one after another. For example, this is the third year running that we have not had a Christmas party at work. Or David is always late for work This is the 4th day running. Another way you can describe something as running is when you want to refer to a car or any other type of machine that is on, that is working. If you're going to the shops and your partner or a friend is driving, for example, you could say, "Leave the car running. I'm only going in to get water. I'll be 1 minute maximum." You can also say that something has run out to describe when there is no amount of something left. It can be almost anything. For example, the car has run out of fuel. We have to get out and push it. Or, I can't wait for payday. I have run out of money. Or, we have run out of time. We have to leave now or we will miss our bus. One final way to use run is, and this one is quite informal or casual, so you can use it with your friends and family or people that you are close to. You can use it to say goodbye to someone. You can say, "Oops, I've got to run. I need to walk the dog." And that brings me to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, as always, and have learned something new along the way. If you have, let me know, and I can make more episodes in the future talking about grammar or specific words and different ways that you can use them. Anyway, gotta run. See you later. That's everything for today's episode of English with a Brew. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did or if you didn't, and tell me what topics you'd like to hear me talk about in future episodes. And don't forget, if you want to support this podcast and get access to all of the exclusive episodes, you can do that on my Patreon page. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is where you are right now. Take care.